This is Harrison just working the quick slant route on Riq Woolen right there. You saw him in a tight split.
Applying the pressure, but Neighbors able to bring it in.
Yeah, and the one thing you love about Malik Neighbors is that he's got to
for a gain of 40.
What a throw. Anthony Richardson puts it right on the money.
Evans is not fully healthy. He said he was just trying to get to 90% here, but it's not a speed.
One out here on Yadam and nope, on Yassine, excuse me.
He's going to hit his head on the goalpost. I mean, there's just nobody there because everybody's running. You got Wiggins who's running with. That said, Fulton's in a great position. He plays this perfectly. He's riding him up on the high angle post or corner, and he just could not get situated
on the line of scrimmage. Watch the release by Nico Collins. No hands, so it's a free release, and he has no safety help over the top. That is just a mismatch.
A.J. Brown, just such a powerful force. He really is going across the field and going up against Darius Williams there, who is the best.
Keep everything in front of him and stay on top of this, and pretty easy then completion to Wallace.
He really did, and remember, we talked to Coach Mike McDonald, and he said, Metcalf's so big, so strong, so fast, let's just lock.
You see Marlon Humphrey, he's in a trail position, but he's going to undercut this with the angle that he has, but yet the ball was
a little bit, so Minshew's not just standing there. See the play action, you get set up to the outside. Great reaction by Moss. See how he puts his foot in the ground and he comes back. Well, you got a skinny post by Vele here. You see a double move. 6'5" target. You just put it up high on the.
Gets a ball downfield for a big gainer.
Well, he's in press coverage. Tries to use his hands at the line, but look at him track this football. Are you kidding?
Dobbs on that in cut. Now on 3rd and 11, they go to man, and you got Dobbs on Green. You see, he goes right back to Watson on Lenoir, and Lenoir's done such a good job as a nickel defender.
Well, I think Bo Nix is going to be mad at himself here. He has a step on him, and I know that's the thing now, right? You try
tight end. He gets behind Pickens, just kind of works off of him, and then is able to separate away from Greg.
He's not on the screen yet, but he baited this throw. Look at watch the scramble right there to Dortch, number 4, and look at Julian Love flying out of the middle of the field. Holy smokes. That's a great play.
We talked about this, the ability to have a two-way go. Watch what he's able to do to TJ Edwards right there. He's off balance a little bit as he comes up, but he could have gone inside or outside on that.
He's in the slot. He's 11 there in the slot. It looks like he's going to release and run across the field, so he gets the leverage on the corner.
Ridley. If Levis has that much time, that is a mismatch. Look at Calvin Ridley. That guy can fly. That's why you pay him all.
This is the matchup you want. Achane has been just a tremendous receiver and weapon.
They're playing zone defense. You've got Green over here trying to guard him in zone coverage, and Dobbs just gets behind the linebackers.
Remember, they stacked like this before, and he went to the inside route. This time he opts to go downfield, and the good thing here is great separation.
15 yards.
And the offensive line is doing a heck of a job here on this drive and giving him time. We just talked about TJ Watt. How about that push off there?
Those fouls offset. We'll replay 3rd down.
So there's a hold by J.C. Horn on DeAndre Hopkins, and that's where Hopkins was.
The benefit of play-action pass is you separate the defense, and you separate it right in the middle.
You can't cover, and there are guys that you can't tackle. It just so happens that A.J. Brown is both. You can't cover him.
Well, they try to run him just on this over route, but Green has vision on it, and he just runs through it. Good job playing the hand.
Coverage. This is how. 4th and 1. You know it's going to be man-to-man. Again, they go after Isaiah to run the football, but they are going after Rodgers the rest of this game. I mean, about 3 times a game, and you know I say this all the time, Matthew Stafford makes a throw that goes, no, he did not. And this one is so covered out there. Yes, there was a foul, but that is a micro window that he just threw that ball in.
And the Ravens will go for 2. They had a Loie Gilman for a 1st down. Yeah, Ladd McConkey, he's been a great addition as a rookie to this offensive lineup. Marlon Humphrey is Herbert in the pocket, felt a little pressure, so he throws this before McConkey even gets turned around. If he got his feet in. Yep. I think Herbert was just a little bit late getting out to him, because if he sees him right away, he's able to get the ball, but he got flushed. The other safety's clear on the other side. And there's nobody that can take this away. The move that he puts there on Ardarius Washington, if he can just lead him more to look for, now you just got to keep it in the field of play. He's got him there against Wiggins, and the ball's just on, underneath. You can see as he comes off the ball, you got Owe, who was the only one who really could have. Lamar Jackson to stay underneath the throw rather than attack him. If he attacks him, Lamar's able to get his zone coverage, and Flowers just sits it right down. Really good job by him, recognizing the zone, the hole within it, giving his numbers to Lamar Jackson, getting the ball. Johnston. On that previous play, Joe, when they threw it his way as he was coming back to the huddle, just the expression on his face looked like a guy who was still.
Attack him immediately. You got to absorb him or collect him. Let him make the first move and react to it.
Really good job of ball security. Watch Tremaine Edmonds, number 49 in pursuit, coming from behind. And that arm goes up. Williams talked to us about, said, that savvy vet, he's going to jump some things and just kind of senses it going downfield, puts himself in a position to make a great play on the football.
Matthew Stafford be able to sit back. Good pickup inside by Williams. Puka Nacua, if he had stopped and really driven his way back through DeJean, probably gets that.
Going to cross the field. And there again, you get all the attention to Justin Jefferson. It's not bad coverage.
Well, DK is just going to keep this thing alive. Watch him, the hole down. He's got the backside deep curl, and then he just kind of mirrors the quarterback, ends up just to the right on.
Right into Murphy punting.
Refusing to go down is Farrell Brown. 7th year out of Oregon, getting physical on the edge there. I love it. This is just a timing route. Essentially, we used to call it a snap route around 9 yards. Slam on the break.
Than what we just saw from Quinyon Mitchell. He's going to come down, break exactly the same time as Puka Nacua, but Nacua different at the bye. Cooper DeJean came in to play the slot position, and there he is against one.
Look at right foot. Oh, he
kind of dragged it.
That's what we said with Quinyon Mitchell.
And he ends up on the linebacker instead of a corner, and there's Omar Spates, the rookie, trying to do his best.
Blitz position as well, but watch how he reads this. Just with his back turned and everything, gets his eyes back on the quarterback.
Hang on here a second.
Catch 1, 2. Really on the previous play. 3. Is under review.
Yeah. Terry McCauley's at its.
Now the field goal unit's going to come on after this play where a ton of time came off.
Yeah, I was shocked they didn't spike it. Save that last one.
You got to tackle. You got to wrap up. And this is one of the things that you see in the NFL today is going for the bigger hit. There's no wrap up there. Jimmy Johnson had a great line for us. He used to call them Venus de Milo tackles. When you're not.
There's nobody deep in the middle of the field. They're pressuring the corner, Valentine. It left McKinney all alone on the mistakes of the offense. They pressure. Debo's open. And a really good throw.
Moore showing some savvy here. You got a shot down the field. Do the underthrown long ball. It's either going to be a catch or pass interference. It sure looks like Cameron Bynum gets
right here. Fire on this quick game route and how quickly he reacts.
He found him on 3rd down, and nobody picks him up. Guys, if there's one guy to cover down there, it's
flick in the pocket here. He hits his apex of his drop, gets up, and a little drift to the left while remaining a passer. I think that's the difference.
Goes out in motion right here. And what that does is it gets him on safety, Kevin Byard. He even stumbles coming out of that break on that timing. As good as the one earlier on the drive to Keenan Allen was, that one is outstanding.
It's man-to-man. I don't think this is Wood's guy. Baker's in a trail position unless he thought Wood was supposed to stay there deep to that side.
No,
it
you're
looked like
right.
He had a man-to-man.
Receiver over a smaller defensive back is able to climb. And Sutton with his 2nd touchdown catch of the day. Watch how he gets vertical. He presses it up, and then he works that back line. Richardson can't keep up to him.
Yeah, Jamison Williams is one of the best wide receivers going over the middle. He's fearless.
This run right here is a AAA throw, Ross. Accuracy, anticipation, and arm strength.
Amon-Ra is going to run a nice quick speed out. Jared Goff said This is the easiest guy I've ever thrown to.
Legs are splayed out. That's all arm throw, and it was on target.
The Titans sideline said no. It's a 16-yard gain.
There's the catch, and he's got both feet down, and he secures the ball. That's an absolute catch, and what a play by both.
That's up against the linebacker. Excellent throw and securing the catch by Abdullah.
For the second consecutive week, Amir Abdullah.
Down the field, you see they're only rushing 4. So that means you have 7 guys in coverage, and as you can see from that replay there, that was going to be OPI.
OPI?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be offensive pass interference.
Yep.
Watch, right at the end, he reaches in on Jones, and it looks like he gets that arm up around.
And that's exactly what Levis has avoided the last couple weeks.
You're going to watch Pittman going up the sideline, sits in the hole in the zone.
Oh, it was close.
Extra offensive lineman in, tight formation, and Kansas City's not fooled. Look at McDuffie.
First, it starts with the blitz pickup. That's where it all begins, is they're able to get that pickup. Jones coming off the edge. And then it's the throw to the outside, keeping it.
That one covers 12 yards, his third of the day.
And one of his best anticipation throws of the season, because the receiver wasn't even open at the time that ball was thrown. And then give David Moore credit on the other end. Trent McDuffie's all over that. And Moore stays with it, and on the second bounce. And normally Kelsey's the one on the receiving end, and Gray runs the route that's complementary. In this case, Kelsey runs.
This is what I just talked about in the open. If you go man-to-man, I anticipated Surtain being in coverage on Bowers because of the type of.
Because he had time. Kelsey escorts him out to the side. He's got time, but downfield, nothing felt right to throw the football. He felt there was too many black shirts in the vicinity.
And this is a good throw. It's outside where only his guy can catch it, but watch, you saw Westbrook Akine to do is just drag right across and get a matchup with the linebackers. Nobody stays with him. He's wide open, and then he has the ability, the game-breaking speed, to be able to bust it open. It's the play I've been waiting on for this offense to run all game.
Well, he did it a bunch his rookie year.
Field goal unit coming on with Pinheiro.
Now Leggett he's covered pretty well down there with McDuffie, but the ball's got to be in the vicinity for a receiver to make a play on it. That throw is it something that Patrick Mahomes has talked about wanting to do more of? Just give DeAndre Hopkins more opportunity. Travis Kelce talked about causing an incompletion in the end zone because of the way he didn't have the right body control. Look here see how he gathered and it went up at the
reception. Mahomes telling us that having Hopkins around has just been tremendous, and he realizes what's made him so great every day in practice, the way he goes about his business.
And this is what's made Amon-Ra so good. He knows how to stem and then break back inside on the inside breaking route.
If you're the Texans or worse one, look at Stover, right side of your screen. It's a dropped coverage. That is bad ball.
Yeah, so let's go back to the touchdown. Watch Josh Butler and Jordan Lewis. Jordan Lewis just has to get more depth. Then Butler can't make the tackle, and then he's just off to the races. Just a complete and utter breakdown.
And the running back number 4, who went out for a pass pattern.
Gave up a 4th-round pick right before the trade deadline from Carolina. He was a guy they really liked.
Play in this game, and this is a game against these receivers. They desperately.
Just a little double move. St. Juice and Jeremy Chin.
The play is a completed catch. Prior to the play.
Just kind of working this soft zone. Josh Butler to his side. We've seen them matched up a bunch today.
Job of being able to attack his safety. Delpit's athletic, and he can play in man coverage, but I think his eyes got messed up. He looked a little bit to the outside. Case and against man coverage. Looks like we have a flag that comes in late. Joey Porter passes it off to Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Wide receiver play. Watch at the top when this ball is thrown. Watch the job CeeDee Lamb has coming back downhill. St. Juice, number 25.
Okay, so they're going to put Hill in motion, and then Christian Gonzalez, he's going to follow him. And so what happens is Hill goes in motion.
Yeah, nice job here by Brooks getting inside. You see Sanderson, he's playing hard inside leverage. A big
impact right here.
We talk so much about Deron Bland coming back, but Jaden Daniels is avoiding that side of the field. So
really good job by Tommy DeVito. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are playing cover 2. We call this kind of that hole shot. It gets Malik Nabers.
Picks up 17 here.
Well, this is Look at that window. Look at that throw.
100% of the plays for them comes right out of his break and goes with that left hand and gets in front of Mike Evans. This is cover 2. He's dropping underneath, and he is about a fingernail short of being able to deflect that pass.
Both teams kind of struggled finishing on these drives.
Again, they show one look pre-snap, and then they change at the post-snap. You see the corner gets fooled. He goes to the inside and stays on Calvin.
Decisive throws that Cooper Rush made this entire game. It's called the corner stop.
You cannot leave this area open on the field against the Miami Dolphins. And I mentioned how they're using a lot more dump-off passes.
And they stop the clock.
Exactly right. Yeah, and this is part of what you get coverage-wise when you have the athletic quarterback in there. It's just one-on-one. And I think the reason you want an interview.
One-on-one, defenders on the outside. That's an easy in-break. That's an easy...
For where he is and where the football is. Watch Emerson. You know, that's the one aspect.
I like this route here. Noah Brown, he's really gotten the bulk of...
Now is watch how these young players are going to respond to the adversity of this game so far. Are they going to keep playing or are they going to lay down? And Tom DeVito, obviously.
Watch Gonzalez. He drives on the flat. It's zone coverage. You can't...
And coverage, and watch how he uses the big fella. Almost has just set a screen. Get away from him. Use the
29 yards. He was just active before the game.
Yeah, how about this call here on 1st and 10? And what an effort there to go up and high point this football in these conditions.